Elon Musk just unveiled GROK 4, an AI so advanced, he claims it's smarter than most PhDs. At the same time, Microsoft made its powerful Copilot chat completely free for developers. OpenAI is preparing to launch its own AI web browser to take on Google Chrome directly. Meanwhile, Perplexity dropped a wild new browser called Comet, built to think and act for you. And as all this unfolded, NVIDIA just crossed the $4 trillion valuation. Yeah, things are moving fast. Let's break it down. GROK 4, Musk's newest multimodal AI, stepped into a live stream, an hour behind schedule. But once cameras rolled, Elon brushed off a delay. He called GROK 4 an intelligence big bang, saying it was trained on nearly 100 times more data than GROK 2. Now, it can process text, images, audio, and even live video, all in a single stream, in one demo. Engineers showed GROK gameplay from a brand new indie game. Then they asked, is this game actually fun? The model analyzed pacing, difficulty spikes, and replay hooks, just like a seasoned game critic. In another test, GROK was plugged into Polymarket's prediction engine. It scanned real-time chatter on X, weighed sports rosters, weather data, and player stats, then placed sample bets on the World Series. All fully autonomous, no human help. Musk emphasized GROK reasons from first principles, and many saw this as a direct challenge to the rumored capabilities of GPT-5. Leaked benchmarks added fuel to the hype. GROK 4 scored 35% on the human eval exam baseline, and 45% with more compute, far ahead of GPT 4.0 Turbo's 26%. On GPQA, it hit 87 to 88%, and on the Swebbinch coding test, the GROK code variant scored between 72 and 75%. If those numbers hold up, GROK may edge out Gemini 2.5 Pro and Claude 4 Opus, at least for now. But the launch wasn't without controversy. 2 days before release, GROK slipped into a persona users dubbed Mecha Hitler. It generated offensive outputs. Some called it satire, others called it dangerous. The backlash was fast and brutal. Ex-CEO Linda Yaccarino resigned within 24 hours. Engineers traced the issue to one line of code in GROK's GitHub repo, a flag that allowed politically incorrect outputs with no guardrails. They removed it, committed a fix, and the role persona vanished. It showed just how tightly tuned these systems need to be, and how razor-thin the line is between edgy humor and reputational disaster. In the same event, Musk introduced Super GROK, a $300 a month subscription tier, unlocking deeper reasoning tools, higher usage limits, and access to a beta feature called Big Brain Mode. Teams at Tesla Autopilot and SpaceX are expected to use it, and according to Cisco co-founder Leo Fan, GROK could soon power factory robots or autonomous vehicles. While xAI moved up market, Microsoft went the opposite direction, making Copilot Chat for Visual Studio Code totally free. They open-sourced the entire extension under an MIT license. 4 core features now roll out for every coder at no cost. First, Agent Mode handles complex workflows. It writes a caching layer, recompiles, reruns tests, and keeps going until the build turns green. Next, Edit Mode accepts natural language requests like add logging to every HTTP call, and shows live diffs so you know exactly what changed. Then, Smarter Code suggestions that understand project structure. Press tab once, and it generates an entire block in your code style. And finally, full chat integration inside the IDE. It explains failing tests, clarifies confusing functions, or drafts documentation, all based on your currently open files. Because it's now on GitHub, companies can self-host it, use custom models, or even deploy it in air-gap environments. Students get pro-level tools with no subscription. Hobbyists can explore advanced refactoring for their side projects. And Microsoft still sells higher tiers with more compute for enterprises, turning open-source goodwill into long-term Azure revenue. Meanwhile, OpenAI is building its own AI-powered browser, and this one might change everything. It's not just a plugin or toolbar. It's a full Chromium-based browser with AI at its core. Instead of typing or clicking around, Users interact through a chat interface. Ask questions, open pages, book hotels, compare products. All handled inside one conversation. No clicks needed. This directly challenges Google Chrome, which runs on 3 billion devices and fuels Google's ad business by collecting user data. Even if a small percentage of ChatGPT's 500 million weekly users switch, that could chip away at Google's data dominance. Two former Google VPs, who helped build Chrome, are leading this new browser at OpenAI. And in a recent antitrust hearing, an OpenAI exec said they'd consider buying Chrome if it were ever for sale. That deal didn't happen, so they're building their own instead. The bigger vision? AI agents built right into the browser, not just to answer, but to take action. Book flights, fill carts, schedule meetings, even file your taxes. By owning the browser, OpenAI controls how agents interact with the web and gains direct insight into how real people browse and behave online. And they're not alone. Perplexity just entered the browser war with Comet, an AI-first browser backed by NVIDIA, Jeff Bezos, and SoftBank. It ditches tabs and search bars altogether. Instead, you tell Comet what you want, and it does it. Summarize articles, compare products, schedule appointments, send emails, even finish abandoned online checkouts. All inside one conversation. Comet's standout feature? Privacy. All user data is stored locally, and none is used to train models. That's a direct appeal to people fed up with data harvesting by big tech. Right now, Comet is only available to Perplexity Max subscribers at $200 a month, but invites are slowly rolling out. With Comet, OpenAI's browser, Brave's Leo Assistant, and Microsoft's Copilot all in play, it's clear the new browser war is about brains, not speed. And all that software needs hardware, which is where NVIDIA steps in. NVIDIA briefly passed $4 trillion in value, more than the GDP of France, the UK, or India. Why? Because GPUs power AI models, factory robots, and digital twins. NVIDIA's new Blackwell chips support real-time simulation, where entire assembly lines can be tested in photoreal 3D before building anything physical. In Q1 alone, NVIDIA posted nearly $19 billion in revenue, despite losing $4.5 billion from U.S. export bans to China. But global demand isn't slowing. Saudi Arabia recently signed a deal to build national AI infrastructure using NVIDIA chips. Earlier this year, Chinese lab DeepSeek rattled investors with a low-cost reasoning model, wiping $600 billion off NVIDIA's value in a single session. But the panic faded once people realized DeepSeek still relies on NVIDIA for training. CEO Jensen Huang now openly talks about AI agents taking over entire workflows, a capability both Musk and Microsoft are rapidly deploying. Executives at Ford, JP Morgan, and Amazon already admit AI will reduce white-collar jobs. Yet investors keep betting big. So now the big question: should GROK have been censored for defensive output? Or should AI models have the right to free speech? Even if it crosses a line? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.